story of what eating animal products did to me over time. Sorry. It starts out as a young boy. I hadn't really been exposed to the dangers of eating animal products. I was like a man of steel, a little man of steel, as you can see right there. And as the years went by, the meat industry, the dairy industry, the cheese industry, the eggs, they all began to tear me and push me in 1,000 different ways. They started to creep in and really disturb my psyche. And I was confused. I didn't know which way to turn. But there were also family influences. Like my uncle here, with the tradition of carving the Thanksgiving turkey, polluting my mind with false traditions that really don't mean that much. They're just built on propping up the turkey industry and other animal product farming industries. But it was to the point where it started to take hold of me, and my life, my hobbies started to revolve around even catching my own meat in the wild, where I would catch a 5-pound largemouth bass and get a knife and fillet it and dip it in more dairy, dip it in eggs, and then cover it in breadcrumbs and fry it and eat it. And that's what I did all the time for fun. It was catch and kill animals. I was totally lost. And the pounds started to pack on. As the years rolled by, I started to gain that weight. And for some reason I went to Washington, D.C. I don't know why. I lived on the East Coast and it was close by, I guess. And then it culminated, and this is me probably almost near 290 pounds. And of course, I'm at the barbecue grilling meat. It's only fitting that that's what I'd be doing. And this is one of the only photos of me that I had taken in that state that still survives to this day from, I'm not even sure when that photo was taken, to be honest, but you can see right there in this photo essay the toll that meat has taken on me over the years. And now look at me. Plant-based diet and veganism has saved me. That's half. I'm literally like half of that guy right now. Get a bike, stop eating meat, say goodbye to the other half, the bad half of yourself. Hey yo, it's the broke vegan guy here. Just sitting down for a pancake for dinner here. It's about 10:30 at night. Getting my carbs in. I did a video earlier today about some of my tips on what you can do to exercise. I'm going to see if I can find some old photos of me when I weighed almost 300 pounds in my early 20s. And even some other ones where I probably weighed 240. You know, in both cases, maybe overweight, and then 300 I was definitely obese back then. But I'm going to look for some old photos. But I gave some tips about what kind of bike, not what kind of bike, but how to get started with cycling. You know, this is geared towards people that are like, I'm too broke to go vegan. You know, I can't get into exercise now. It's too late for me. I remember thinking, I was like 20 years old, and I played a little bit of sports in high school, but not really. Like golf I played, so I wasn't like, you had to be fit to swing a golf club. And, you know, by the time I was 20, I was like horrible. I was already overweight, obese, whatever. out of shape, eating tons of meat and pounding milk, and yeah, I was just wicked unhealthy, and I was thought to myself, I don't know how to work out. It's too late. My life, I'm not going to have time. I'm too old to start working out. Like that kind of crazy thought. You're never too old to start working out. You could be 75 and start working out. But I've got a nice, vegan pancake here with some cherries in it, a little maple syrup, vegan butter on there. It's pretty good. So I'll loop in that video that I took earlier with the tips about how to get a good deal on a bike and stuff. And I will say this: I did go and say that exercise is only 30%. The diet, the vegan diet, the plant-based diet is important. It's 70%. And what's crazy is, like a year ago or so, I actually, and this pancake is so freaking good, it's ridiculous. But I actually went keto. I have the keto. I even have the ketone test strips to prove it, where you actually pee on a stick, and it tells you if you're in ketosis, where your body switches from carbs, what it's naturally supposed to burn, or glucose, into burning fat, which you're basically starving yourself. So the keto diet, it's a big fad. It's caught on everyone's keto. I did it for 4 months, and it was the worst thing, the most awful experience I've ever had. And those strips are a rip-off too. I forget how much they were, but they were way too much, especially when you're broke. So on the keto diet, I really took it serious. I was like, I'm gonna pee on this piece of paper, and I'm gonna eat like very little carbs, maybe fruit once in a while. And I was eating just baby back ribs, shakes with milk, like 2% or whole milk, and then whey protein, like milk protein powder on top of that, peanut butter. I was eating those pork rinds, like fried pork skin, because you can't eat chips. I was like, cheese. It was a horrible, chicken and pork, all that crap, but it was horrible. Every night I'd be starving, craving carbs, and, it's not often that I'm like, oh God, I gotta have butter, or oh, I gotta have a steak. Your body craves what it runs on, which is carbs. So I remember, at night I'd be like, oh, maybe I can eat a couple crackers just to take the edge off. So I do that, and you lose weight. That's the thing. It tricks you because you lose some weight because you just can't eat that much meat. It grosses you out, and you're just restricting what you eat. And it's not sustainable though. You can't. Your body's not meant to do that. Maybe for 0.0001% of people that are, keto cycles, or they wrote a book and they have to stick to it or something. They're forced into it. They back themselves into a corner. But keto will not work because your body naturally craves carbs. And it's not like, you're never like, I gotta have some protein, or I gotta have some fat. No, your body never says that. It's always carbs. There's a reason for that. But, so I got two things. We're going to do that video, and I'm going to see if I can find some pictures. But I think in the next video I'm going to show you how I do my I do my chronometer, which keeps track of what I eat. I think that's a good habit, because I can get out of hand. But I think I can just eat as much as I want. It's not like keeping me in check or anything. I'm way under, I'm under 2,000 calories a day. And it feels like I'm eating a ton of food. It feels like I'm never like, I'm so full, like you get on meat and stuff. You eat a big meal with meat in it, and then you just go to do something like, I gotta lay down, I can't even. It's not that you're full, you just feel like, I gotta let my body like break down this meat. It's awful. I never feel like that anymore. It's amazing. But I'll show you about how I set up my calorie counter thing, and I'm just kind of doing it. I mean, it's like it's easy. I don't even have to do it, but it's good to know it can help. It can help you like see what you're actually eating, because when you start measuring the quantity, the portions of food, you realize, whoa. But that's a whole other video. So let me find those pictures of me when I'm fat, finish this pancake, and do some editing. All right. So, if you're thinking about it, go vegan today. Get a bike today, and don't waste any more time. You'll be turned around. You switch to plant-based diet, ride your bike around a little bit. You'll lose 100 pounds in a year. Whatever it is, you lose 50 pounds in a year. You lose that 10 pounds probably in a month, that first 10, and you'll be, oh my God, it's working. And you'll feel so much better, so get on it. Broke vegan guy. See you later. Hey, what's up? Broke vegan guy here. I'm so broke I can't even afford one of those sticks for your phone to record videos on. But remember how I said in a previous video, the only other video on this channel, that fitness is about 30% of the total package, where diet is like 70%. All I'm saying is diet's more important, but hey, fitness is important too. Check out where we are right now. We are out on our bike ride, and I just stopped to record this. You can see the ocean and stuff back there. Where I rode up is all the switchbacks are right there. But you may be wondering how to get into the fitness side of things, and if you're just starting out and you're economically challenged or broke like me, I totally recommend getting into cycling. I used to run when I was younger, but I would get knee injuries because I was eating meat and dairy and I was overweight. And I'd go running thinking, yeah, I'm going to get in shape, and I'd blow out a meniscus. And one time I needed surgery, and the other time my knee got really huge and I couldn't do anything for weeks. So I recommend low impact cycling. If you're lucky enough to live where the weather's warm, then you can cycle all year round. Like if you wear the right clothes in the winter, if you have to, get an indoor trainer or join a gym or something for the winter months. But let's talk about a bike real quick. Here's my bike. Right here, I've got an Orbea that I bought. I wish I could turn this around. But anyway, I'll try to get a good shot of it. I've got an Orbea that I paid $800 for from some dude at my last job. Now, you don't have to spend that much money. You can get away with way less. Go on Craigslist, look for a used bike. This is like, you don't need to have one of those new fancy carbon bikes, anything like that. This bike was like $800. And that's only because it's a good brand and it has Campagnolo components. It's got some carbon stuff on it, carbon fiber. I forget what that's called. Rear thing or whatever. And then it's got, a Campagnolo derailleurs. It's got like some FSA crank on it. It's got, nice wheels for the time, circa early 2000s. It's got a carbon fork. It's got some fancy stuff, and you can definitely get away with spending much less. You can definitely get away with spending $500, maybe $200. It's all about what you want, but just make sure you get something that's good. I recommend a road bike. You're not gonna want a mountain bike if you're just starting out. And when you ride, if you're really out of shape, take breaks and start out on flat surfaces and work your way into hills and stuff like that. And if you cycled in the past or just getting back into it, take breaks. Stop. Your body will tell you your heart's gonna explode. You feel that heartbeat really fast. Pull over,
catch your breath, drink some water, get a snack, and get back at it. Your body will adapt over time. Our bodies are made to adapt over time, and it will really, in addition to eating, a plant-based diet, you'll increase your weight loss. You'll see the fat just start to melt off if you mix in exercise, if you mix in cycling. Where's my bike? Yeah, let's get the bike in the background. There it is. And yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna get better filming equipment when I'm not so broke. Hopefully that'll be relatively soon. But we're working with what we got right now. And then you can track your progress on an app like Strava, and I'll talk about that in another video. But that just like tracks your progress. You can keep track of how many miles you ride, how much elevation. I just did my routine, one of my routine rides today. I still have a few miles downhill to get home, but it's basically 15 miles, 1,500 feet of elevation. I wouldn't do that your first day. You work up to rides like that, and then much longer rides. See, I used to ride 50 miles, 40 miles, and why am I not losing weight? Why am I still fat? What is wrong with this? And it was because I was eating meat and dairy and just other horrible things. I had to go plant-based, and now the pounds are melting away. I can't, it's amazing. I'm gonna be a skeleton before I know it. But definitely look into cycling. I'll put some links to different resources where you can learn about the bike. You just want something solid for your first bike. Just get something, see if cycling's for you. Spend about, $200 to $1,000. Hey, if you're not broke, buy something nice. Go to your local bike shop, see what they have. Buy a carbon aero bike, aerodynamic. Buy something awesome, by all means. But if you're broke like me and a lot of other people, you got to do what you got to do. And $800 was, I don't even have a car. I was gonna say it's probably more than my car was, but no, I sold my car a while ago. My car was I sold it for $2,500, so it was worth a little more than the bike. But right now, this is my primary mode of transportation.